Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Prophetic Lifestyles with Bernard Bolton, where we are making the prophetic practical, bringing the prophetic into everyday life, and seeing the future now. Welcome to the first day of the week. Welcome to a brand new week. And I pray that your intentions are to have an incredible week, to have a life-changing week, an inspiring week, and that it's just going to be an incredible 7 days, okay? I wanted to come on, this is an unusual video because I'm actually responding to one of the comments I got, and I love the comments. I love reading them. I love replying to them, and so it's just a real blessing. So this comment came from a young lady about 6 hours ago, and she said, and she was actually commenting on one of my videos on prophetic numbers 111 and 1111. And so this is what she said. I'm not going to state her name. If you go to the comment section on my channel, you'll see the comment. And if you want to add in, you can. But I really felt led to just come on and speak to what she had said. She says, "Hi, I've been confused on angel numbers. So my conclusion is God does speak through numbers, which means it could be angel numbers, but it's only acceptable if you turn to the Bible for guidance through those numbers." And she put a question mark at the end. So even though she's coming to some conclusions, there's still some confusion there. And the first thing I want to say to you, my sister, thank you for watching the video. Thank you for your comment. And I hope what I have to say is going to bring some clarity. The first thing I want to say, though, is when you are in confusion, you can't come to clarity. So you shouldn't come to conclusions when you're in confusion. Confusion is never of God. God never speaks to us in confusion. Confusion is actually, it's either the manifestation of the enemy or it is the manifestation of yourself, where your brain is not aligned with your mind, your spirit is not in agreement with your soul. And so often confusion is where two parts of you, two or more parts of you are in, are not aligned or not in agreement. Confusion can also come from outside. As I said, it can come from the world, it can come from the devil, it can come from a lot of different places. But I want to say, I do want to say that you can't come to a true understanding as long as you are in confusion. Okay. Now, here's the thing about angel numbers. Personally, I don't believe God speaks through angel numbers because of the source. And I think when we're trying to come to an understanding of how God speaks and how God operates in God's ways, we want to always start with the source. God is the source, okay? And so because God is the source, I do believe God speaks through numbers. The Hebrew alphabet, the Aleph Bet, is an unusual alphabet, very unusual from our own English alphabet, because it is created or composed of pictures, sounds, and numbers. And so I believe the Aleph Bet is actually, I believe it is the truest prophetic language, and I believe it does communicate how God speaks to us through the language, even though God can speak to us through every language. And of course, he speaks to us through the English language, and he can speak through the other languages in the earth. But I believe there's something special about the Hebrew language, the Aleph Bet, that God uses in a prophetic sense in order to communicate to us his heart and his intention. Okay, so the thing about numbers are a part of the Hebrew alphabet or the Aleph Bet. Every Hebrew letter from Aleph to Tav, Aleph being the first letter, Tav being the last letter, I think the 22nd or the 23rd letter, each one of those letters has a number corresponding to it. Throughout the Bible, we see we see numbers. We see the significance of numbers, the meanings of numbers. On the first day, God said. So when God was creating, God was using numbers in creation in Genesis 1, because each day God was doing something specifically in the number. Angel numbers were created as a counterfeit source because there are persons who do not wish to ever acknowledge God. And this is what Romans 1 talks about, where Paul talks about how they will not acknowledge the Creator. They will always choose the created over the Creator. And angel numbers, which goes back hundreds of years, angel numbers are really, even though they have become popular maybe in the last century, but angel numbers, in some of my readings, angel numbers go back hundreds of years. But the persons that created, or the person, and I forget his name, he created that as a system, a contradictory system to God. And see, most of the New Age, and although there's a lot of truth in the New Age, and the New Age, they love corresponding God with something else. There's a lot of truth in the New Age. The source of the New Age is darkness, and the New Age ideology, methodology, principles are all derived from hell, because it wants to, the New Age wants to bring forth a truth that is outside of the truth of God. So the first place we have to start at is we have to start at the source, okay? So even though the term angel numbers, because angels are created beings and they operate in the will of God, they minister to the heirs of God who are believers. But the ideal of angel numbers is an unbiblical idea. You will not find anywhere in the scriptures where the angels communicated through numbers. Whenever the angels communicated to human beings, they communicated in the language of the person, because they was bringing the word of God. So angels are, in a sense, they are heavenly preachers, and they come to communicate a message. They come to speak, all right? So the ideal of angel numbers, you just cannot, and I noticed you said that you think it could be that angel numbers, that God does speak through the numbers, but he really doesn't. God speaks through the numbers that he has created. Everything has to point back to God, okay? So whenever you hear such terms as the universe, angel numbers, higher consciousness, all of those different terms are a part of a movement that wants to move us into a realm that is outside of God, okay? And so thus you cannot find agreement or unity in that unless you are in denial about God himself. I had a mentee years ago who followed me, and she disagreed very strongly with my position on angel numbers, and she cut all ties with me as a result. But I still believe that even if you were to seek guidance or seek God's voice through the angel numbers, you cannot correspond angel numbers with the word of God. You cannot correspond it with the mind of God, because it was not created by God, and God is not the source. So anything in the prophetic, anything in the supernatural, we have to always consider, does this come from God? If it does not come from God, if it's not a part of the communication of God, then we have to come to the conclusion that God is not speaking, okay? So why is angel numbers so popular? Because the church is not dealing with or not teaching prophetic numbers. And so there are a lot of people who see numbers. I'm seeing numbers today for the second Sunday. I've been seeing the number 77. I'm not going to get into all of what it means, but the number 7 is a very personal prophetic number to me. So whenever I see that number, the Lord is telling me to pay attention to the time and the season that I'm in. The Lord is saying to me, either, I need to be aware. So also, when I see the number 77, the Lord is also calling me to prayer. Matthew 7:7, ask, it shall be given. Seek, you shall find. Knock, and it will be open. Well, I'm in a season right now where I have some very serious needs that only He can meet, and I'm seeking something in a tangible, natural way that only the Lord can provide. And although I'm not sure what the knocking is all about, but those are the imperatives of prayer. So whenever I see that number, I look at my life, I look at the season I'm in, I look at the relationships that I'm in, because the Lord also speaks to my relationships through that number. Y'all see what I'm saying? So for me, the numbers are not in themselves. They are not in themselves something that I need to replace God with, but I am paying attention to what the Lord is saying. For 2 weeks now, I've been seeing this same number, and I know the Lord is talking to me about the season that I'm in. All right. So I pray that this explanation blesses you. Thank you for being a part of our channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like this video, share it with others. We'll see you real soon. Shalom.